Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
It is Wednesday, the 11th day of August, 2010. We had him on last week, but we ran out of time. I want to have him back on today for a full hour and a half to take your phone calls. The always informative and thought-provoking Alan Watt will be joining us coming up in T-minus 1 hour and 30 minutes. We have a lot of key stacks of information and news here in front of us today, and we'll also have open phones. Let me just begin with some of the news headlines here that we'll be covering after the break. Iraq needs U.S. military support until 2020. What a surprise. 7 years ago, that was the Pentagon's official position. Of course, they lie to the public and say, oh, we're leaving next year. And then the next year comes, oh, we're leaving the year after that. Don't say that we lied to you. It's a conspiracy theory. If you question anything government does, fears of al-Qaeda return in Iraq as U.S.-backed fighters defect. You mean they're paid to stage more terror attacks as a pretext to stay, as they've been caught repeatedly on record, including British special forces staging terror attacks against Iraqis and U.S. forces. That's London Guardian, Times of London, all admitted. Continuing, will Iraq fall victim to the oil curse? Wall Street Journal. More on Google and Verizon announcing that they're seizing the once free internet, as it is known, and taking control of it in our society. That is coming up as well. Iran retaliates against sanctions, is to, quote, drop all trade in filthy euro and the dollar. So that is being announced. We'll talk about what effects that'll have on the economy. World stock markets are plunging globally today, and the dollar is up. They just race from currency to currency. Currencies go up, then they go down, but overall they're going down. Iran warns, we have dug mass graves for your soldiers in response to U.S. attack threat. So lots of saber rattling going on back and forth. And Russia's gasoline plant resumes supply to Iran and trade, Reuters reports. And we'll be breaking down all of those developments. On the economy, CNBC has the headline, America is bankrupt in a Mickey Mouse economy similar to Russia in the 1990s. Peter Schiff says we're in the early stages of depression. I agree with him. And 15 economic statistics that just keep getting worse from the Economic Collapse website, posted up at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. I'm going to be going over those. Also, when university scientists found underwater oil plumes, the government said, shut up, don't tell anyone, and then tried to discredit them. And George Washington blog always does a great job. We carry it at Infowars and Prison Planet, has boiled down all the mainstream scientists and major university heads that have been out in the Gulf studying it, saying it's still leaking upwards of 20 miles away, but the media says and the government says, shut up. We say the oil spill is over and 70% cleaned up, which, of course, is total propaganda. But if you question it, you are a conspiracy theorist. If you question any forms of corruption or any problems, you are a conspiracy theorist. We have a C-SPAN clip where they had one of the former heads of counterterrorism on, and he just, every time they called in and brought up government-sponsored terror and documents and members of the military and Pentagon going public about it and the 9/11 Commission going public, the guest and the host of the CNN Washington Journal, the C-SPAN Washington Journal, would just say, conspiracy theory. That's just their answer to everything. If you say Halliburton's corrupt, conspiracy theory. If you say Enron's corrupt, conspiracy theory. For 11 years, if you said Bernie Madoff was running a Ponzi scheme, conspiracy theory. If you say taxes are too high, conspiracy theory. Or if you say you don't want government-run health care, you're a racist. It's just the default positions. That's just some of the news that's coming up. They're also announcing what I first saw about 12 years ago in the news, but now it's being pushed as legislation. Cameras in all cars watching you whenever you drive your car. And they're also announcing the major airlines to have cameras in them, face scanning you and recording everything you do, including audio. Hey, if you put up with naked body scanners that bathe you in radiation, why not? We'll be right back. Stay with us.
The question is, where should the American people draw their line in the sand?
What have we got? A republic or a monarchy?
A republic is based on a constitution which protects minority rights.
Not democracy, not mob rule, two wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner.
So they think they own our land, they think they own our water, children, our education, our money.
We have to define who we are and what we will tolerate.
Somebody's going to ask you what you did during the Patriot Uprising.
You have been warned.
We have the facts. We have the Constitution. We have the Bill of Rights. We have common law. Knowledge is power, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm so excited to be able to offer you Don't Tread on Me, Rise of the Republic. Tyranny is upon us, but liberty and the sleeping giant that is the American people is rising. A new tool in the info war. Don't Tread on Me. Order it at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139 and support independent, patriotic Liberty films. Let me tell you a little bit about one of our great sponsors, HomeGain.com. This is the place to get you started buying or selling a home, finding a realtor, and getting any real estate questions answered. Go to HomeGain.com and see what I'm talking about. All you need to do is type in your home address, and you will get an instant free estimate of your home's value online. This is a great way to be able to monitor the value of your home. And again, it's absolutely free. There are tons of tools to help you. For instance, if you want to remodel your home, go to HomeGain.com. Use their Home Sale Maximizer to help you determine which home improvements can most increase your home's value before you put it on the market. For 10 years, these folks have been helping home sellers and buyers. Visit their link at Infowars.com. Look for Max, the orange Home Gain Gorilla, to help you with any real estate needs you might have. You'll love this site. It's HomeGain.com. HomeGain.com. Check them out today. Hello, friends. This is Alex Jones. You've heard me talk about Cal-Ben 5-star soaps for years. This is an American-made product of the highest quality and compares to nothing you will find in stores. You can buy factory direct, shipped via UPS right to your door. Check them out on the web at 5starsoap.com or call 800-340-7091. Take my word for it. Once you've used Pure Soap, you won't buy anything else. Since 1947, Cal-Ben Soap Company has been showing consumers that soap can be tough on dirt and gentle on the environment. Buy American and stay clean, as well as support InfoWars. Visit 5starsoap.com today or call 1-800-340-7091. Well, Marty, what do you have to say?
As founder and owner for over 63 years, satisfaction is guaranteed or double your dirt back. Call us at 1-800-340-7091 for a free catalog or visit our website, 5starsoap.com. Thank you.
The Genesis Communications Radio Network proudly presents The Alex Jones Show, because there's a war on for your mind.
Wednesday, the 11th day of August, 2010. Alan Watt is coming up in about an hour and 22 minutes from now. Will be joining us live on air to take your calls and cover the scientific dictatorship that we face as a human society. I want to go over the immigration developments, the fact the Democratic Party is in free fall. The Republican Party is in deep trouble as the public really awakens and has a full paradigm shift. We've also confirmed, we first reported on this on Sunday, that in Kentucky, Democrats are dressing up like Tea Party people and going out and calling Hispanics and black people names and demonizing patriots and libertarians as racist. But now it's been confirmed that some of the local newspapers in Kentucky were running reports about these provocateurs, including video reports. And so they're just all tied in together, running these type of false flags against candidates that are anti-globalist, pro-republic, pro-freedom. So we'll also be getting into some of those reports today as well. But before I go any further, I want to give the toll-free number out to take your calls today, and I will be going to calls later in the hour on any of the news items that I'm going to be mentioning and going over, or any of the issues that you wish to discuss. We'll also look at the major decline in the stock markets, not just here in the United States or Europe, but in Asia as well today, and what is behind that. The toll-free number to join us is 1-800-259-9231, 800-259-9231. But first, let's get into this news and information. And later in the next hour, if I have time, I'm going to play a RT piece that I was on yesterday where I was on for 11 minutes and covered two different subjects. The fact that net neutrality is being ended and the Internet as we know it is in the process of being dismantled. It will take several years just under this current particular attack, but there's a multifaceted attack going on. But this particular one will cripple it and end it as we know it. And you won't be able to access Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com, but not just our sites, not just, quote, conspiracy sites that dare question the mainstream media and the government propaganda and disinformation and lies, but just all sites that do not pay Verizon, Google, and Time Warner and AT&T and less than 10 of these mega telecommunications cartels that are now seizing the web. In the second part of the video, they brought up the fact that the airlines are now doing it. They're not talking about it. They're now beginning to deploy it. And that is cameras in every seat. When you're in an airplane, a commercial passenger jetliner, of course, you're facing, unless you're facing the bulkhead, you're facing the back seat. And you've got the tray there that you can lower down in the magazine rack. They are now going to put cameras in all of those that feed into a artificially intelligent computer system, they claim. It's pure quackery. And if you're sweating or if you go to the bathroom too much, it will alert a computer in the cockpit that will then alert Interpol and all other major police agencies on the earth. And it also has microphones, most importantly, recording everything you do. Everything you talk about with your children, your wife, your business partners who are flying with you. This is just the NSA globally announcing everything will be surveilled. In the last 20 years, it started in England 13 years ago in 1997 in Austin, Texas. Now it's in every major Western city and even small towns. When they announce them to the local slaves, the cover story is always gunshot detectors. Now they've dispensed with that cover story, and they said, we're listening to you with microphones that are shotgun, meaning they can listen to you at upwards of 200 yards. The companies in city council presentations that we've covered around the country brag. The police at their threat fusion centers, of course, are just now being told about the microphones. They've put the grid in, test it. Only the NSA and private corporations are allowed to access it. And then now the police at higher levels are being federally and internationally deputized and becoming liaison to InfraGard, CIA, FBI databases, face scanning cameras, biometric cameras that scan your walk, cameras that actually project different millimeter waves that look through your clothes. They claim for weapons, but if you actually read the specs, it's a biometric scan. And, of course, the biometric fingerprint they receive when you go through the naked body scanners or when you go to the upper echelon clothing stores for your, quote, tailored fitting through the biometric scanners that are now in thousands of different locations around the world. It's all then second-party, third-party sold. That's why Target and Barnes & Nobles will offer you 10% off now every time you go in to buy something. At first, it was just get the card, you get 10% the first time. Now it's every time because they're selling the data, and they claim legally when you sign off on that, then they're allowed to sell your data. That's how they get around the government having to get a Fifth Amendment or Fourth Amendment, or mainly Fourth Amendment warrant to do it. Remember in 2000, there was the headlines, scofflaws get caught when they order pizza. In fact, guys, pull that up for PrisonPlanet.tv viewers. Just scofflaws get caught ordering pizzas. That's the headline, USA Today. And it said the big three pizza companies that have more than half the market in the U.S., and it's now almost all the major pizza companies and other places you order for delivery. When they run your phone number and your credit card that they demand, it goes through a database that indexes and keeps tabs on you, and then